I talked about it in the course introduction, and I really cannot stress enough how important and how great free writing is. It's really an amazing strategy, and I strongly encourage you to at least give it a try. As I said before, free writing really changed things for me, especially when writing my thesis. So it was an amazing discovery when I found out about free writing. At first I was reluctant to try because it sounds, I will explain in a second what it is. It may sound a little bit odd at first, but believe me, as I started to make it into my habit, everything changed, and since then I have been using this strategy. So what is free writing? Free writing is writing for a certain amount of time. So initially, usually it's 5 minutes, but then later you can make it, decide to make it into 10 or 15 minutes. And you'll be surprised because actually you will be writing a lot during that time. So that's another surprising thing. So you may actually want to extend the time of your writing. So it's writing for this certain amount of time without any structure, without going back, without making corrections, without stopping, and without copying and pasting or thinking about the structure. The whole point is that it's unstructured. You're just sitting there and writing. So now, when do you need to do it and why? Free writing can be used as a great warm-up activity to your actual writing. Again, it gets you in the mood of writing and it generates ideas. So this is the next thing. It may be used to generate your idea, to organize your reflections, because you're writing, you're communicating your ideas, your thoughts, and this way you are organizing these ideas in your own mind. Then it can be used as an effective way to counter the writer's block. So you know, these times when you really can't write, or you can't get in the mood of writing, or in fact you're just fed up with writing and fed up with your work, and you're really not sure what to do to start writing again. So this is a great way to break that writer's block, because you're writing without this pressure and without this feeling that you're writing for somebody, for your supervisors, or somebody who will evaluate your work, because you're just writing for yourself. So you can start doing this free writing, as I said, before you actually want to write something. But if you don't plan to write anything on that day, you can also do it before or after the reading, or at any other stage. So you can decide, and you'll gradually understand how it works, and you'll decide when you want to do it. But at this initial stage, you may, if you're not planning to write, you may do this free writing activity every morning, or perhaps every time after you're finished doing your reading. So what to write about during this free writing stage? Again, it will change throughout your study. As I said, I was using it throughout the whole study, and depending on which stage I was at, I would free write about these different things. So sometimes, for example, I was about to start describing my results, and I felt overwhelmed by the amount of these results. There were so many things in my mind that I couldn't really organize them, and for this I did free writing, and I just kept writing about my findings, about everything that I could remember from my data, and it worked. Again, I was surprised at actually how many times I used the bits from free writing in my actual chapter. Of course, I had to restructure a lot because it's an unstructured writing, as I said, but a lot of these ideas stayed, and I decided to include them in the actual chapter. Then at other times I was supposed to write about my rationale or my literature review, so again it really helped to write about it before I started the actual writing. It's like communicating your ideas to somebody, because I don't know about you, but I found that when I talk to people not related to academia, like my family or my friends, and when I talk about my study or my research, I realized that I actually find it much easier than writing about it for for my academic work. And I think this is because, again, you don't have this pressure of being evaluated. So you're just freely expressing your thoughts. And I do believe that it has to do with the effectiveness of free writing. So at this early stage, I suggest that you start free writing right now, and initially you may write about your very initial ideas and your very first ideas. So you can literally, it's like a string of thoughts and words. So you can literally start writing for 5 minutes and describe what you'd like to do, or maybe your initial thoughts or your very first impressions of the reading. So it may literally be something like, I don't know what I want to write about. So it can be, you can actually write about not knowing what to write about. So you may say that as well. I don't know what to write about, but I read this interesting article and I thought maybe I want to write about group work, but I'm not sure if it's needed, so maybe I should read about group work. And then I read this study, and this guy talked about the influence of group work on identity. Perhaps I need to investigate this, but I don't know, because this other guy said that there is no influence. So simply, like I said, a lot of thoughts. You can still do this, because even in this string of thoughts, you may actually find something important. Like you may become aware or make yourself aware that maybe of the areas that you need to investigate, or of something that you're not certain about, of something that you need to read more about. So even if you have nothing to write about, or you don't have any idea on of what you want to do for your study, even for this, free writing is important. Again, you may do free writing just to summarize what you have read. So you may sit down and say, today I have read this, and I believe that it may be important, and again, tomorrow I'm planning to read more about this. So anything just to make free writing your habit. And I will say it again, I really encourage you to start doing it. It's a really effective strategy. I know you may not feel like writing, but believe me, in the long run it is worth it. So you may feel that you don't have time, you don't want to waste time for, you know, such a thing as free writing, because you actually want to start writing your dissertation. But you will see that in the long run, this funny little activity of free writing has such a huge potential that it will help you write your dissertation, develop your ideas, and talk about your dissertation to others. So again, it will help you express these ideas and generate them and put them all together.